Welcome to AI Brief, episode 185. Today, we're really digging into some pretty significant shifts happening right now in the AI world, things that are, well, changing the game.
Absolutely. We're looking at the big talent grabs between major players like Meta and OpenAI, plus some really cool tech, powerful AI running right on your phone.
And we'll get into what people actually use AI for emotionally based on new research. It's maybe not what you think.
Plus new ways to create video and even a whole new vision for interacting with the web. It's a packed agenda.
Okay, let's kick things off with that talent tug of war. Meta just made a very noticeable move. They've apparently snagged 4 key researchers from OpenAI.
Yeah, for their new superintelligence unit. This is happening right after OpenAI seemed pretty confident about keeping their people.
And these aren't just any researchers. We're talking about Lucas Bayer, Alexander Kolesnikov, Shawazai. I mean, these are the folks who set up OpenAI's Zurich office just last year.
A pretty big deal, yeah.
And also Trepit Bansal, he was foundational to OpenAI's O1 reasoning model, worked closely with Ilya Sutskever even.
So real core talent moving over.
It's interesting context, too, because Sam Altman had downplayed the risk of losing staff, even with those rumored $100 million offers floating around.
Right, although Bayer himself pushed back on that specific number, called it fake news. But still, Meta's clearly putting serious money on the table.
It definitely sends a message.
And it fits into their bigger strategy, right? They poured, what, $15 billion into Scale AI?
They did.
And then they hired Scale AI CEO, Alexandra Rang, to actually lead this new superintelligence division.
So they're not just investing, they're building a leadership team from the top down.
Exactly. It shows they are incredibly serious about competing at the absolute highest level in AI research. What this means for you is the people building Meta's next generation of AI features just got a serious upgrade. Their first big release will be one to watch.
Definitely raises the stakes. Okay, let's switch gears from talent to tech. Google's just launched the full version of Gemma 3N.
Yeah, yes, the on-device models.
Precisely. Powerful AI, but designed to run directly on your phone, on edge devices, not just in the cloud.
Which is huge for speed and privacy.
And these Gemma models, they come in 2 billion and 4 billion parameter sizes, and they understand images, audio, video, and text natively.
All baked in from the start.
Think about what that enables right there on your device.
And the efficiency is key. They can run on hardware with as little as 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's most modern phones.
Wow.
And the vision part. It can analyze video at 60 frames per second on a Pixel phone. Real-time scene understanding, object recognition right there.
So live translation through your camera, identifying things instantly.
Exactly. And the audio side is strong too. Translation across 35 languages, speech to text, all sorts of accessibility and assistant applications.
And they hit a performance milestone too, didn't they?
They did. The larger E4B version. It's the first model under 10 billion parameters to break a 1,300 score on the El Marina benchmark.
Which is like the AI Olympics, basically.
Kind of, yeah. It's a tough benchmark. So for a relatively small model to hit that score, it's a big technical achievement.
So Google's really proving you can have powerful AI without needing massive server farms for everything?
That's the takeaway. Powerful and compact. It unlocks so many potential on-device uses. Your phone gets genuinely smarter, more locally aware.
Very cool stuff. Okay, so while Google puts AI in our pockets, Anthropic, the Claude folks, looked into how we use it emotionally.
Yeah, they analyze how people are actually interacting with Claude for like emotional support or effective conversations.
And the big headline, maybe the surprising one, is that using it for companionship or role play, it's really uncommon.
Less than 0.5% of interactions, according to their study.
Yeah.
Which definitely cuts against some of the media hype you see.
So what are people using it for in that emotional support category?
Well, they looked at 4.5 million conversations. Only about 2.9% involved emotional support at all. And within that small slice, it was mostly practical stuff. Things like advice on career changes or working through relationship issues, more like getting practical guidance than seeking, an AI friend or partner.
Interesting. So less her, more practical advice column.
Kind of, yeah. And another key finding, user sentiment usually got more positive during the chat.
That's important. So it wasn't making people feel worse or spiraling.
Doesn't seem like it based on this data.
Yeah.
Which counters that concern about AI amplifying negativity. So the narrative might be a bit off.
But there's a caveat, right?
There is. Anthropic's user base is quite developer-heavy. People using ChatGPT or character AI might show very different patterns. So it's one data point, but an important one.
Good context. All right, shifting to creation tools. HeyGen has something new they're calling a creative operating system.
Sounds ambitious.
It basically sounds like an AI agent that takes your input, could be documents, video clips, just a text prompt, and turns it into a finished video.
The whole production process automated.
Seems like it. It finds the story, writes the script, picks the clips, even casts AI actors for ads, social media, short films.
Like having an entire production crew inside the AI?
Yeah,
That could seriously change things for creators.
definitely democratizing video production even further. Okay, now for a name you might not expect in AI, Napster.
Napster.
Really? Really? Their CTO, Ito Segal, he's been into AI since he was a kid, apparently found the Eliza chatbot code way back when.
Wow, okay.
His point is that AI interfaces haven't changed much, still mostly text boxes. So his AI company, TouchCast, got acquired by Infinite Reality, and they rebranded the whole thing as Napster.
Okay. So what's the plan?
They've announced two main platforms. First is Napster Companion. Imagine chatting with thousands of AI avatars.
Avatars.
Yeah, each with different skills, personalities, mental health experts, career coaches, chefs, you name it.
And they can do stuff.
They can use tools, see your screen, remember past chats. You can even make your own avatars with a prompt.
And you mentioned tutorials.
Right, ask something open-ended like, how do I knit? And instead of just text, you get these AI-generated sort of YouTube-style video tutorials you can interact with and change in real time.
Huh. Okay, that's different. And the second platform?
Napster View. It's a 3D holographic display. Sits on your monitor.
Holograms. Like Star Wars.
Kind of. It's meant to make talking to these AI companions feel more real, more immersive. Projecting the avatar can be used for human chats, too.
So the big idea is moving beyond text.
Exactly. Segal calls it the agentic web, an internet that's more adaptive, more immersive, where AI agents work for you more proactively, not just passive pages.
A fundamental shift in how we interact online. That's a bold vision.
It really is. Okay, let's quickly cycle through some other news bites from today. Black Forest Labs released FLUX.1 Context.
Right, the open weight image editing model.
Yeah.
Runs on regular computers, which is nice. Makes high-end editing more accessible.
Meanwhile, DeepSeek's R2 model in China is apparently struggling a bit.
Yeah, the CEO isn't happy with performance. Blaming NVIDIA chip shortages due to export controls shows how geopolitics hits AI development directly.
OpenAI also pushed out a few things. Deep research via API.
Letting developers tap into its advanced analysis capabilities.
Web search for the O3 and A4 mini models.
Giving them fresher knowledge.
And they set a date for their next Dev Day, October 6th in San Francisco.
Mark the calendars. Google also launched Doppel on their labs platform.
The AI try-on tool.
Yeah, create a video of you wearing clothes from just a photo of you and the product. Pretty neat for online shopping.
And Meta got a win in court over copyright.
The fair use ruling. Authors sued over training data. Meta won. Significant for AI training practices.
Finally, Suno acquired WAV Tool.
Integrating WaveTool's browser-based audio workstation into Suno should give users more fine-grained control over their AI music creations.
Lots happening. Okay, let's wrap with some trending AI tools you might want to check out. First, Gemini CLI.
An open-source terminal agent, good for developers, high free usage limits.
Then Higgsfield Soul.
A new photo model focused on high aesthetics, advanced realism.
Alpha Genome from DeepMind.
That's specifically for DNA analysis. Big potential in biology and medicine.
And Voice Design V3.
Lets you create pretty much any voice just from a text prompt. Super flexible for audio stuff.
Also, Clarify.
An autonomous CRM system aimed at helping sales teams.
Ready.
Build websites just by talking to the AI. No code needed.
Hi Music.
Quick music creation using AI.
NeoCall.
Manage your calendar just using text commands, like texting your scheduler. And Leo Force.
AI tools for optimizing hiring and talent acquisition. Phew. Okay. So much ground covered. As we wrap up, it's worth thinking about how all these pieces, Meta's Talent Drive, Google's on-device power, Napster's agentic web idea, they aren't just isolated updates.
No, they point towards a future where AI is much more deeply woven into everything we do.
It feels like we're moving beyond just tools we actively use, towards technology that works with us, anticipates us, almost invisibly sometimes. It really makes you wonder how different our daily digital life might feel even just a year or two from now.
It's evolving incredibly fast. We hope this deep dive helped make sense of some of the latest shifts. To keep up with it all, be sure to follow AI Brief wherever you listen.
And if you found this useful, please share it with friends, colleagues who are trying to stay informed about AI. Thanks for tuning in.